Hello everyone, and welcome to your English fluency journey with me. I'm Sarah, and today I'm going to share something that changed my life completely. 3 months ago, I couldn't speak English fluently. I understood everything, but when I tried to speak, the words just wouldn't come out naturally. Today, I want to take you on the same journey that transformed my speaking skills forever. We're going to practice together using the shadow method, but with a special twist. I'll tell you a personal story in 3 parts, each one more challenging than the last. Part 1 uses simple, clear sentences perfect for building confidence. Part 2 introduces longer, more connected thoughts that will stretch your memory and rhythm. Part 3 brings you into advanced, natural English that flows like a real conversation. But here's what makes this different. By the end, you'll discover the surprising secret that finally unlocked my fluency. You'll understand why this method works when others fail, and you'll have the exact tool I use to go from hesitant speaker to confident communicator. Your only job is to listen and repeat immediately after me. Don't think about grammar. Don't translate in your head. Just let your voice follow mine like a shadow follows its owner. Ready? Let's start with part 1. I was nervous. My hands were shaking. The interview was today. I needed this job. My future depended on it. I looked in the mirror. My suit was black. My tie was straight. I took a deep breath. The air was cold. I walked outside. The morning was bright. The sun was warm on my face. Cars moved slowly on the street. I reached the building. It was tall and modern. Glass windows reflected the sky. The entrance was wide. I stepped inside. The lobby was quiet. My shoes made soft sounds on the marble floor. A security guard smiled at me. I pressed the elevator button. The doors opened with a soft ding. I stepped inside alone. The elevator moved up smoothly. Floor 15. The doors opened again. I walked down a long hallway. Office doors lined both sides. I found room 1520. My heart was beating fast. I knocked 3 times. A voice said, "Come in." The office was spacious. A woman sat behind a large desk. She had short gray hair and kind eyes. She smiled warmly. "Please sit down," she said. I sat in the leather chair across from her. The chair was comfortable. She asked my name. I answered clearly. She wrote something on her notepad. Her pen moved quickly. "Tell me about yourself," she said. This was the moment I had practiced for weeks. I started speaking. My voice was steady. The words came easily. I felt more confident with each sentence I spoke. She nodded as I talked. She seemed interested in my answers. The conversation felt natural and relaxed. After 20 minutes, she stood up. She extended her hand to shake mine. Her handshake was firm. "We'll call you tomorrow," she said. I thanked her and walked to the door. My step felt lighter. Perfect. Now let's move to part 2, where the real story begins. Here, I'll reveal what happened next and why this moment changed everything about how I learned English. As I left that office building, I felt something I had never experienced before during an English conversation. For the first time in my life, I had spoken for 20 minutes without once thinking about grammar rules or searching for the right words. The English had simply flowed out of me naturally, like water from a spring. But here's what's fascinating. I realized this breakthrough didn't happen because of traditional study methods I had been using for years. Walking down the street after that interview, I started thinking about how I had prepared differently this time. Instead of memorizing phrases from textbooks, I had done something completely different for the past 3 months. Every single day, I had practiced the shadow method using real stories, just like what we're doing right now together. But the truly amazing discovery came the next morning when the phone rang. The woman from the interview was calling with incredible news. Not only did I get the job, but she told me something that made me realize the power of what had happened. She said that in 15 years of conducting interviews, she had rarely met someone who spoke English so naturally and confidently, especially someone who had learned it as a second language. That phone call changed my perspective on language learning forever. I understood that the shadow method had rewired my brain to think in English instead of translating from my native language. When I repeated sentences immediately after hearing them, my mouth, my ears, and my brain had learned to work together as a team. The rhythm, the melody, the natural flow of English had become part of me without me even realizing it was happening. From that day forward, I knew I had discovered something special. The job was wonderful, but more importantly, I had found the key to fluent English speaking. Every day at work, my colleagues complimented my English skills, and I knew exactly why I had improved so dramatically in such a short time. Excellent work! Now we reach part 3, the advanced level, where I'll share the most important secret about fluency that most English learners never discover. Pay close attention, because this insight will change how you think about learning forever. 6 months into my new job, something extraordinary happened that revealed the deepest truth about language fluency, and I want you to understand this because it will revolutionize your English journey. During a crucial business meeting with international clients, I found myself naturally switching between formal presentations, casual conversation, and even making spontaneous jokes that made everyone laugh. What struck me most powerfully was the realization that I wasn't consciously choosing words or constructing sentences in my head anymore. Instead, English had become an instinctive part of who I was, flowing as naturally as breathing. This transformation taught me the ultimate secret about the shadow method that textbooks never mention. When you repeat sentences immediately without thinking, you're not just practicing pronunciation or grammar, you're actually training your brain to bypass the translation process entirely and think directly in English. Your mind creates new neural pathways that connect thoughts to English words without the detour through your native language, which is exactly what native speakers do when they communicate effortlessly and spontaneously. The most beautiful part of this journey has been watching other people experience the same breakthrough when they consistently practice this method. Students who follow this approach religiously for just 3 months consistently report the same life-changing moment when English stops being a subject they study and becomes a natural extension of their personality. They discover that fluency isn't about memorizing thousands of rules or vocabulary lists. It's about training your brain and mouth to work together until speaking English feels as automatic and comfortable as speaking in your mother tongue. So remember this, every time you shadow a sentence today, you're not just practicing, you're rewiring your brain for fluency. Trust the process, embrace the method, and very soon, you'll have your own amazing breakthrough story to share with the world.